The example 2, an electric pole 14 meters high, cast a shadow of 10 meters. Electric pole is there and its shadow, so it is about 10 meters. This side is 14 meters and the shadow is 10 meters. Shadow, if sunlight is, the sun is here, then shadow forms on the other side. This length of the shadow is given. Find the height of a tree that casts a shadow of 15 meters. Now, height of a tree, there is a tree, okay. So now it casts a shadow of 15 meters. 15 meters length. You have to find out this height of this tree. For this, let us make a table. Height of an object here. So first one, height of object, whether it is a tree or a pole. Then length of shadow. Length of shadow in another row. So you can write in the table like this. Now height is given. Height of object here. First object here, electric pole. Height is 14 meters. You can write height here 14 meters. Shadow length here 10 meters. You can write here 10 meters. Okay. Then come to the second one. Another object, that is tree, that casts a shadow of 15 meters. So 15 meters means here you have to write it. Shadow length here given. So therefore in this row only you have to write it. So then we need to find out this height. You can call it as H or X. You can take X, something variable you have to use there. So this must be in direct proportion. If the height of the object increases, then the shadow length also should increase. If the height of the object decreases, then shadow length must decrease. It is in direct proportion. Since both are directly related, so therefore you can write like this. If height of object increases, then length of shadow also increases. So therefore it is in direct proportion. So since it is in direct proportion, you can directly equate these ratios. So the ratio between them is always constant. So ratio between them is constant. Ratio between them is always constant. This property you can use here. So that means 14 by 10 should be equal to X divided by 15. This ratio both must be equal to the same thing. We take this ratio and this ratio, that should be equal. So now if you simplify this, cross multiply here, 10x is equal to 14 into 15. So now x is equal to 14 into 15 divided by 10. We can simplify here. 5 2s are 5 3s are, then 2 1s are 2 7s are, x is equal to 7 3s are 21 meters. That means height of the tree, height of tree is equal to 21 meters. See now 14 meters become 21 meters, 10 meters becomes 15 meters. Height increases, shadow also, length of the shadow also increases. So this is the solution here. Here the weight of 12 sheets of thick paper is 40 grams. 12 sheets of thick paper is 40 grams. How many sheets of the same paper would weigh 2.5 kgs? It is in grams and it is in kgs. Okay, so now you can write it in the columns in a table. So here weight of 12 sheets of paper is given 40 grams. So number of sheets you can write in one row. So number of sheets, so in one row, and weight in another row. So therefore here number of sheets 12 means its weight is 40 grams. So number of sheets we need to find out.
12 sheets is equal to 40 grams.
It is equal to 2.5 kg means 2500 grams. 2500 grams. See that weight should be in grams because it is given in kg. Here see gram and here also should be in gram. 2.5 kg should not write. So grams and also should be in grams, everything same units because it's a ratio we are going to take. So let us take this number of sheets here x. See, as the number of sheets increases, the weight also increases. So therefore, number of sheets and weight are in direct proportion. So that is in direct proportion. So now you can take the ratios are equal. So 12 by 40 grams, therefore you can write, so 12 by 40 grams must be equal to x by 2500 grams. X divided by 2500 grams. So since it is in direct proportion, you can write the ratios are same. Now you can cross multiply 40x is equal to 12 into 2500. So now x is equal to 12 into 2500 divided by 40. You can simplify this one. 0 cancels. 4 1s are 4 3s are. So x is equal to 3 into 250. So multiply this one. 250 3s are 750 grams. 750 sheets. So it is the number of sheets we have calculated. Therefore 750 sheets weighs 2500 grams or 2.5 kg. You can write this now. A train is moving at a uniform speed at 75 km per hour. This is the uniform speed. Then how far will it travel in 20 minutes? So now since the speed is uniform, then the distance covered is also in direct proportion with the time. So distance covered must be in direct proportion with the time. So you can write, since the speed is uniform, here speed is uniform, so therefore distance covered is in direct proportion with the time. If the time increases, the distance covered also more. If the distance covered more, then the time also must be more. So they are in direct proportion. So you can write here in a table distance covered in the first row and the time taken in the second row. So distance and time if you write in a table, so then it is easy to find out now. So now here let us write this. So distance covered, see how far will it travel in 20 minutes. So here 75 km will be covered in 1 hour. 75 km per hour means the distance covered by it is 75 km. In 1 hour means 60 minutes. 60 minutes because this is in minutes. So therefore let us convert this into minutes. 75 kilometers in 60 minutes. Okay. Then they asked the question, how far will it travel? Distance covered is question mark here in 20 minutes.
X by 20 minutes.
So we have to write like this. Since this is in direct proportion, you can write the ratios are equal. So 75 by 60, you can write 75 by 60 must be equal to x divided by 20.
X by 20.
So therefore 60x must be equal to 75 into 20. Cross multiply here.
Is equal to 75 into 20.
75 into 20 divided by 60. So 0 0 cancels. 2 ones are 2, 3 are again 3 ones are 3 twos are 6,
25, sir.
25 are. So x is equal to 25
X is equal to 25.
kilometers. So distance covered in 20 minutes is 25 kilometers. In 20 minutes it covers a distance of 25 kilometers. This is the solution to the first part. Okay, so we calculated the first part now. Second one, find the time required to cover the distance in 250 kilometers. So now we can write one more box here. Find the time required. So that means you take this as y. We want to find out this value. Time we need to find out y. To cover a distance of 250 kilometers. Distance is given 250 kilometers. So now you equate this one. First and the last one. Two unknown things you cannot do. So with the already we calculated, you can write 25 by 20 is equal to this also you can use, and these two ratios also you can equate. So you can write 25 for the second one, 75 by 60 for the second one, case 2. 75 by 60 must be equal to, see last ratio, 250 divided by y. 250 divided by y. Cross multiply now, 75y is equal to 250 into 60.
75y 60 into 250.
Okay. Y is equal to 250 into 60 divided by 75. Simplify this one now. 25 3s are 25 10s are 3 1s are 20s are 200. 20 into 10 200. What is this y? Time 200 minutes. So you can convert this into hours. Minutes you convert this into hour. 200 by 60. So 0 0 cancels. 2 3s are 2 10s are. So 10 by 3 hours. So mixed fraction. If you write in mixed fraction, 3 3s are 9. 3 1 by 3 hours. Okay, 3 1 by 3 hours. What is that 3 1 by 3 hours? It is same as 3 1 by 3 hours. 3 hours 1 by 3 hours means you convert this into minutes. 60 multiplied by 60. It is same as 3 hours 20 minutes. So you can write this also. 3 hours 20 minutes. Time taken is equal to 3 hours 20 minutes. So to cover this distance, to cover the distance of 250 kilometers, it takes 3 hours 20 minutes. That is the time taken. You can write on this. Just listen here. The scale of a map is given as 1:, so unit 10, 100,000, 10,000, lakh, 10 lakh, crore. 3 crore. 1:3 crore. This is the scale given. You can see in any map at the bottom you will find such type of scale. Scale means it is the ratio between the original distance and the distance on the map. So if this is the distance on the map, then this must be the original distance. So that is the meaning of ratio. Now this ratio, using this ratio, you have to find out this one. Two cities are 4 centimeters apart on the map. They have given the distance on the map. So if there is a map like this, okay, so then I cannot write like this. Okay, there is a map, a point somewhere like this. Some distance here given 4 centimeters from here to here. Then this is the distance on map 4 centimeters. Then what is the actual distance or the original distance? So that you have to find out actual distance. So the ratio is given. So ratio here 1:3 crore. So using this you have to find out. So you know that map distance and the original distance are in direct proportion. They are in direct proportion. So the ratio between these two, 1 divided by 3 crore. 3 crore must be same as, so this 1 means it is a distance on map means actual distance will be 3 crore. So then original distance on the map, it is, see on the map it is 4 centimeter means what is the original distance? You can take it as x. So the ratio of 1 is to 3 crore must be equal to 4 centimeter divided by x. X is the actual distance on the earth. Now you can multiply x into 1 is equal to 4 into 3 crore. Okay. So now x will be equal to, multiply that cell directly. What is the 12 followed by 12 crore. So 12 crore, what is the unit for this now? Centimeter. 12 crore centimeter. So now this you can keep in meter or even in kilometer. To convert centimeter into meter, you divide it by 100. Okay. Then again, if you divide it by 1000, it becomes kilometer. So to convert this into kilometer, so x is equal to 1 2 followed by 100 into 1000. 100 into 1000. Why 100 into 1000? If you divide it by 100, it converts into meter. Again meters, if you divide the meter by 1000, then it converts to kilometer. So now you can cancel these 3 zeros, 20, 20. So x is equal to 1200 kilometers. So the distance on map is 4 centimeter, means the actual distance will be 1200 kilometers. So that is the solution now. Exercise 13.1, first question is like this. Following are the car parking charges near a railway station. Up to 4 hours they charge rupees 60. Up to 8 hours they charge 100. Up to 12 hours they charge 140. Up to 24 hours rupees 180. So check the parking charges are in direct proportion to the parking time or not. So these two ratios you find out. How to check they are in direct proportion or not? If one thing is increasing,
sir, we should find out the ratio.
Both are increasing only. But whether it is increasing with a constant ratio or not, that you have to see. Uniform increase should be there, both. If one is increasing, other one is increasing, okay, both are increasing only. But at the same time, you need to verify the ratios are same or not. It is, then only we can conclude that they are in direct proportion or not. So now you can check that 4 hours by 60. So here, hours, you can write here, hours, time you can write, time and the charge in 2 rows. If the time taken 4 hours means, so then charge is rupees 60. So it is in rupee, it is in hour. So second one is 8 hours means 100. 8 means 100. Then third one 12, 140. Then fourth one 24, 180. 24, 180. So now you check whether this is in direct proportion or not. One quantity is increasing means other quantity is also increasing. But whether it is in a constant or in a uniform increase is there or not, the ratio between them is constant or not, you have to verify. If it is in direct proportion, the ratio must be constant. So 4 by 60. What is the simplest form of 4 by 60? 2 2s are 2 30s are. Again 2 1s are 15s are. What is the answer you are getting? 1 by 15. Simply again another ratio, second ratio you check it. 8 by 100. 8 by 100. Are you getting the same answer? Okay. 4 2s are 2 by 25. So you are getting 2 by 25. See, look at this. It is not constant. Ratio between time and charge is not constant. It is not constant. Therefore, it is not in direct proportion. So as I said in the beginning, the ratio must be constant. Ratio between them must be constant.